G'day mate and welcome to What's New in Update 2 with me, Jenny. So Update 2 has a whole lot of new features, including the map editor, which is far too in-depth for us to cover in this video. The good news is, well, the devs have done a live stream with a, whole walkthrough of how the editor works, which I'm going to be linking down in the description below. But as for the rest of the updates, those are the ones I want to talk about. First off, we have both the small things and also the massive things. As you may notice, clouds now have shadows, which you might say is, fairly insignificant until you're actually working on a build and suddenly a giant, shadow wanders past, and it just adds ambience to the game. Next thing we actually have is, custom surfaces. So that means I get to ask that very important question. That very important question being, of course, can I borrow a like? Just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like early in the video. Not happy with the video, didn't enjoy the video. Well, that's okay. You could probably have your like back. So, as for the custom surfaces, we actually have 10 of them, 11 if you happen to have the Supporters DLC. We have, 5 of them. So we have 3 in steel, 1 in bricks when I find it, that's the one, 1 in iron, and then the other 5 are made out of concrete slabs. The good thing and the bad thing is, the good thing is they decrease the amount of maintenance for vehicles. The bad thing is they don't actually operate as roads. But, with a little bit of painting, you can definitely make a road-like structure. Yeah. Also, if you're interested in what they actually look like, if we do that really quickly, that'll be all your different surfaces. So we have the concrete surface, the reinforced surface, the brick surface. Can I zoom in a bit more? The cobblestone, the stone surface, and then we have, stone again. Then we have metal, finally a different type of metal, with another metal, and then of course gold. For those of you who are just far too rich, because gold costs 8 gold, whereas everything else costs just 1. So I very, very much hope you're rich if you're going to pave the world with gold. Also, all the different surfaces do have a little border around them, which I find is a really, really nice little feature. So back to the roads themselves. Yes, they don't actually work like roads, but it's well on the way. We do need to talk about very quickly belt lifts. So the game added a whole bunch of belt lifts, and yeah, this is a good spot. So we have belt lifts that are going to go up 1 tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4 or 5 or 6 tiles. They actually have quite a bit of range. If I transports, can I get a flat lifter? And no, let's start you on the ground and raise you up significantly high. The catch is, if I pop this down, I have no way of getting a traditional belt to plug into the back of it. But if I wish to go over a retaining wall, this is the way you're gonna, you can now do it. The other thing I need to mention is balances and also sorters can now be built in the air. I know this was a feature that I had requested many, many times, because having to bring everything down to ground level to then run it through a balancer was a pain in the butt. So now you don't have to. We also have a couple of new items, a couple of new paint jobs for the machines. So the Assembler Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3 have had overhauls. We haven't got to the robotic assemblers yet. They'll happen in the future, I'm sure. But you may also notice that they now have a little icon on them that tells you, what they're meant to be crafting. So all these guys are doing electronics, so therefore they have a little symbol there, so at least you know what they're meant to be doing. All right, next on the list is, I saw a whole lot of comments about people wanting to paint pipes. And the good news is, pipes are now painted. If we actually head over to the oil refinery, oil refinery. I know, it's a base and a half. That's what I want, oil refinery, this side. Cool. We're going to see that all the pipes are now painted. The good news is, you don't have to paint them, and I don't have to paint them either. They're painted with the power of auto magic. As a different fluid runs through a pipe, it's going to slowly color it over time. So if I just extend that out, we'll see this pipe goes to, pretty much the gray color. It's still got some crude oil in it, so it's going to stay partially colored. And then as more crude oil flows through it, it then gets recolored properly. So it's a nice little feature in the fact that, all your pipes are going to be painted auto-magically. Also, at the same time, our storage containers now have a little symbol on top of them, so you know exactly what's in them. Also, I should mention a whole lot of particle effects got updated. Things for flares, also steam popping out of machines, steam out of cooling towers got an update. Also, as did dirt and other rocks and debris falling down, hills and landslides and those sorts of things. So a whole lot was done in the background. Should also mention that vehicles, if you have a vehicle carrying fluids, Where do I have one of those? I have one of those over here. Vehicles carrying fluids. You may also notice that they are also colored. We can see exactly what he's carrying. He's carrying hydrogen because, well, he's actually also one of the new vehicle types. We actually have hydrogen vehicles, which means that, you know, your dirty, disgusting refineries, you don't actually need to run them nearly as much anymore. You could get rid of a bunch of them and convert a whole lot of your vehicles over to, well, be running on hydrogen. Much cleaner fuel source. So we have all our traditional vehicles, and then pretty much everything from vehicle parts level 2 onwards, well, got a hydrogen version. Now, I will mention the tree planter. The tree planter doesn't have a T2, so, well, the T1 got a hydrogen version as well, but it does mean that you can now change everything across the hydrogen. The other thing I should mention is ships. Ships also, of course, they come to here. There we go, ships. Ships also can become hydrogen dependent, so you can actually fuel up your ships with hydrogen rather than diesel and get you away from, well, nasty diesel. All right, other thing that's been added to the game is loans. So if you find you're in some need of some construction parts, don't worry, you come see Jetty, I'll give you a favorable loan. I promise. Now, if you don't think the loan conditions are terribly favorable, you know, you want to borrow some potatoes or two, you know, a whole lot of potatoes. Yeah, it means that I would have to pay, well, lifetime interest of 1,620 potatoes because you're borrowing them for 10 years. I should mention that those original potatoes are going to be very stale by then. Yeah, you can head into the difficulty settings and change the difficulty. So, yeah, loan conditions. You think I'm being far too mean? Or anything else that's causing you to head into a death spiral, I'll tell you what, you can go back to lenient conditions. Or when you hit the save conditions, it's going to warn you that you can't change the settings for another 10 years. So keep that in mind and make sure that, you know, you're setting the settings exactly how you need. But it does mean that when you come in here, well, can I borrow another? No, that's a repay. I want to repay. Can I borrow another? I can't borrow more potatoes. Okay, can I... Production history doesn't meet the minimum criteria to borrow this product. Okay, can I repay all of it? There we go. All right, can I borrow another 3,000? And we can see that the interest rate has gone down. Not by a whole lot, but it has gone down. Also, as you borrow things and repay loans, well, you can increase your credit score, at which point then I'm going to give you more favorable loans in the future. But there's one other thing I want to talk about, because I do want to keep this video nice and short, but I need to change islands. The next thing I want to look at is, well, the ore sorter. The ore sorter is a new addition as of part of update number 2, and it's going to complicate a whole lot of things. Now, it is an optional extra. You can turn it on, or you can choose to play without it. A lot of people, when update 1 came out, we started having trucks that could carry, well, the combined loads. So, no, you just got iron. You've got iron with some dirt, with some rock. A lot of people complained that the, well, trucky boys could carry multiple things, and, well, they could sort it. They could sort it via the power of auto magic and just dump out the correct things into the correct box. That was the main complaint. A lot of people are happy that the truck's going to carry multiple things. They didn't see their trucks driving around with just one piece of iron ore anymore. Now, if you wish to turn on the option, when you first start the game, you can enable the ore sorter. Now, the ore sorter is going to take in all these mixed loads and then, well, do exactly that. It's going to sort it. Now, it's a little bit complicated. It's a little bit special. I do invite you to play with it first, but I will be having a tutorial video covering, well, exactly how the ore sorter works. Also, how it works with advanced logistics, because that's when things get a little bit spicy. Yeah. But there is, well, a couple of interesting features, one of which we're just going to mention very quickly, and that is you can add multiple items to here. So I can have copper, iron, rock, dirt, and copper ore all sorted here. And these all have different output ports. So I can make sure that copper comes out on C, or I could move it to B port and it could then come out the same port as stone, or we could move it to D port and it could come out the same port as dirt in theory. But until that happens, it can fill up this internal buffer. Yeah, setting this up incorrectly can definitely make your life a little bit more interesting to live. Yeah, I'm gonna have to delete the contents of that belt and a truck will come along, pick it up and take it to somewhere else. But the ore sorter is another big addition to Capital Industry update number 2, and it's one that I'm really excited to play with. Along with, well, of course, you know, grabbing out the surfaces and painting the worlds. Yeah, I think we're just gonna paint everything. Go for it, guys. It's all gonna be painted. It's only costing iron. It's fine. We got lots of that. At least I hope so. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave this very short video. I want to keep it short. I want to get to the point, and I want to invite you guys to come back and, well, come join me for the Let's Play. Also, you can join me for the live stream in a couple of hours where we'll be starting off on a custom map. But with all that out of the way, by all means, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and check out links down in the description, you know, for the map editing stream by the devs. Also a link to, well, like I mentioned, that live stream that will be happening in just a couple of hours. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.